I've chosen scenario B. So the question that I have to answer is 1/2 plus 1/3, and there's a reason the answer is not 2/5, and it's quite an important one. The issue is, when adding or subtracting fractions, you have to ensure that the denominator, which is the number on the bottom, is the same. You can't just add all the numbers together and hope for the best. So to make sure the denominators are the same, you have to find the lowest common multiple. And in this instance, it's 6, and you achieve that by multiplying the denominators together. 2 times 3 equals 6. So what you would then do is, if you've multiplied this by 2, you then have to do the same to the numerator, the number on the top. 2 times 1 equals 2, 3 times 1 equals 3. And that leaves you with something that looks a little bit more like this, with 3 on the top and 2 all over 6, the common denominator. And then once you've got that, then you can add the numbers together. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and that gives you 5/6. Because the answer 2/5 doesn't work for the reason that 1/2 is already bigger than 2/5, and you've added something to the half as well, so that definitely can't be right. Okay, that's part 1. Part 2. So what I would do to help the children understand it is, firstly, visualise it. Because if they have pieces of chocolate, counters, or I simply draw pie charts, they can see that 1/2 is already bigger than 2/5. So their answer definitely can't be right, because you're adding something as well. So seeing it, you can actually see 1/2 plus 1/3 will actually able them to grasp the concept far more easily. The issue that they were struggling with is actually getting the common denominator. So what I would do is ensure that they understand it. Maybe if I compared, so it's sort of like adding apples to oranges, because you're adding two things that are different, that aren't the same, but you can make them the same by multiplying the denominators together. So if you think of that as oranges and that's apples, they'll think, they're not the same thing, but there is something that I can do to fix that. I might add then another number, another fraction. Maybe you could say add a 7th, and you could say that's like bananas. So that's something that's got a different denominator. So what would you have to do to that to be able to add them all together? But yeah, I think visualising it is the key to the scenario.